here's a test for the review. We'll start on question 5. Angle 3 and angle 5 are same side consecutive angles. That is true. Correct? They're same side consecutive angles. So we'll write true there. 3 and 5 are alternate interior angles. That's not true. 3 and 5 are not corresponding angles. 3 and 5 are complementary angles. Complementary means that it adds to give you 90. So that's false. Angles 3 and 2 are vertical. That's true. Angles 3 and 6 are alternate interior angles. That is also true. So, is this enough to prove that X is parallel to Y? This one is enough to prove. This one is not enough to prove. The reason it's not enough to prove is because you don't have to have parallel lines to have vertical angles. Okay. Angles 3 and 6 are alternately interior angles. That would be enough to prove that. So 2 things would be enough to prove that X is parallel to Y. So, is the measure of angle 3 congruent to the measure of angle 5? No, they are not congruent. They're same side interior. That means that they add to give you 180. Angle 1 and angle 4 are equal. That's true. But again, these are vertical angles, and vertical angles is not enough to give you parallel lines. So you don't have to have parallel lines to have vertical angles. Okay, number 4 and 6. These are not equal, so that's false. Those are same side interior, those are supplementary. I'm sorry, I'm doing the next one. I skipped one. So 4 and 8 are equal. The reason they're equal is because they're corresponding. And corresponding angles is enough to give you parallel lines. So you could see that X is parallel to Y if 4 and 8 are equal. 4 and 6 are not equal. And that wouldn't help you prove that they were parallel. 2 and 7 are alternately exterior. That is true. And that would be enough to tell you that those are parallel. Line Z is parallel to Y if the measure of angle 3 is equal to the measure of angle 1, because those are corresponding angles. The measure of angle 4 is 77, and the measure of angle 1 then has to be equal to 180 minus 77, because these two would need to be supplementary angles, or things that add to give you 180. So 180 minus 77 is going to be what, 3 and 7, so it's 103. So if the measure of angle 1 is 103 degrees, then those two lines are parallel. Okay, now we have this challenging one here. In this figure, we have lots and lots of lines there. And so our job is to see which lines must be parallel. Well, in order to do that, I'm going to fill in some more numbers here using what I know about angles. This has to be one 60 and 120 gives me 180. So this has to be 120. This has to be 120, and this has to be 60. This one has to be 110, and this one has to be 70. So L and M are not parallel because I don't see the equal angles there. 60 is this one, it's vertical. And 120 is this one because they're supplementary. This makes this one 120. So it looks like L and N are parallel, but let me just double check by checking out the measures of these angles. And yes, it doesn't match up with any of them. So since this angle is equal to this angle, those are corresponding. So the lines that are parallel are L and N. Okay, we'll try and get, I think our bell's getting ready to ring. Okay, question number 8. Question number 8. So in question number 8, it says, given line AB, that's this line, determine whether the 2 points of the line are parallel, perpendicular, or oblique. So what I'm going to do is to actually calculate the slope by counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the rise is 5. And I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is a positive slope, and it's 5 over 10, which reduces to 1/2. So I've located the slope of this line. Now I need to locate the slope of all of these line segments. So if the slope is 1/2, it is going to be parallel. If the slope is -2, or -2 over 1, it is going to be perpendicular. So this is the same. This is the negative reciprocal. And oblique then would be neither of those. So using the formula for rise over run, it's going to be 2 minus 5 over 3 minus 5. So the slope of this is -3 over -2. So what is this one? Neither? Now I'm going to do the slope of this one. 5 minus -2 over 6 minus -8. So 5 plus 2 is 7, and 6 plus 8 is 14. So this is 1/2. So this one is going to be parallel. And we actually should call this one oblique because that was our choice. And 5 minus -2 over, so 5 minus -2 and 6 minus 0. So 5 plus 2 is 7, and 6 minus 0 is 6. Did we do this one right? Okay, but not the first one. So this one was oblique. Okay, some people have told me that there's a mistake in this one. So let's redo this first one. We didn't do this one quite right. So let's go back and calculate that one again. No, not right now. So 2 minus -2 over 3 minus 5. Is that better? So 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4 over 8 is going to be what I'm looking for. So this one is also parallel. You got perpendicular? All right, back to this one. 2 minus 2 is 4, and 3 minus 5 is negative 2. So we do get negative 2 for this one. So this one, 3 times, and I'll get it right. This one is perpendicular, right? Okay, number 9. In number 9, we're supposed to determine whether each forms a parallel, perpendicular, or oblique line. So 4/7 is the slope. So we looked at the graph. Now we're looking at an equation. You need to be able to put this in a slope format, y equals mx plus b. So the slope here is 4/7. So this is the same slope, so this would be parallel. This one is the negative reciprocal. This one would be perpendicular. This one is the same slope. So is this one parallel or not? No. So this one's oblique. This one is perpendicular. This one is parallel. And what about the last one? Oblique. All right, so we're going to stop this part. This will be part 2.